All right, gentlemen, welcome to your Week 10 review. That's right, Week 10 already. Wow, that's going by quick. I will say this at the top, I will say this at the bottom. Your trade deadline is next week. Week 11 is the trade deadline, not the free agent pickup deadline, the trade deadline. No more trades after this coming weekend. So get your shitty trades in now. All right. So we got some superstar division stats here. We got Biohazard 6-4, tied with War Pigs at 6-4. Bourbonites fall to 3-7. Bullies fall to 2-8. The All-American division, we got Bad Company 8-2, Fighting Sioux 6-4, Kabasa Kings 6-4, Cartel 3-7, Untouchables in the Power Pack division 9-1, Bionic Commandos 6-4, Fury 3-7, Lead Dogs 2-8, leading the bottom of the pack. Some interesting things here. Points against versus points for continue to show a trend. First place Biohazards had the least amount of points scored in the entire division. First place Bad Company, least amount of points scored against them in the entire division. Untouchables does not have the least amount of points. That distinction belongs to Bionic Commandos, although it's close. Again, that's not saying anything. It is saying that some weeks you got lucky. Most of you. We got the, what else do we got? I don't know. We're closing in on playoff time here, gentlemen. In case you forgot, playoffs start in this league week 15, not 14, 15. So 15, 16, 17 are the playoffs. 6 teams make it, top 3 in each division, plus 3 wild cards, which right now looks really interesting with 4 teams sitting at 6-4. That's one too many. So somebody with a 6-4 record right now is not going to make it. Hopefully it's not me. Anyway, all right, on to the review of the week. We had a lot of high-scoring games, and we will start at the top here with Bad Company going up to 111, blowing the shit out of the Cartel. And I'm sure Jeff will say something about him getting scored the most points out of anybody, and that continues. But you're 68 versus that, that sucks. Mariota goes off for 27 for Bad Company. Booker 8, Ezekiel Elliott, I think he was worth that trade. I would like to remind Lee Dogs, this was your pick at the beginning of the season. This was Ezekiel. It could have been yours. 38 points all by himself. Devontae Adams with 15 continues his I'm actually a player over Randall Cobb. And the kicker had 11. That was more than enough. Really, it was just Elliott and Mariota, and that's all they really needed. Cartel, 13 from Andy Dalton. He sucks. Jonathan Stewart didn't do shit. Terrence West didn't do shit. Mike Wallace didn't do shit. Tyrell Williams, 18. Nice game for him. Olsen didn't do shit. Kicker got 11. Your third leading scorer is a kicker. You're not going to win. On the bench, Bad Company had more points. Ryan Matthews was 27 on the bench. Phillip Rivers with 25 on the bench. Cartel, Doug Martin with 10. Sterling Shepard with 10. Nothing that would have made a difference. Next game, almost another tie. We have the Kabasa Kings at Fighting Sioux. Unfortunately for Mike, he was able to see that he was going to lose even though he's out of the country. Forced to start Jay Cutler, who continues to prove that he still sucks. Lamar Miller only gets 8. DeMarco Murray with 25. I can't believe this dude is doing this well, but he's doing it. Calvin Benjamin with only 8. Larry Fitzgerald, good game with 13. Kicker gets 10. That was the 85 for the Kings. Suze also was stuck on 85 until what was it? Oh, Christine Michael Christine Michael, a little hurt, a little banged up, appears to maybe have even lost his job this week to Procis, whatever the fuck he was. He did good. Christine Michael gets 2 on Sunday Night Football to put the Sioux over the top. I don't know who's luckier. Was it Sioux or the Kings there? I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, Cam Newton, 25. Big game for Antonio Brown with 20. Big game for Des Bryant with 17. Looks good there. Kings did not start Allen Robinson, who had 18. That was against a good defense, and he blew up. So what are you going to do? The only big mistake here probably is Mike second-guessing himself again on Martellus Bennett. Gets 10 on the bench, and he would have won the game. Sioux had 20 on the bench for Winston, and that was it. Very close game there. We got the shitty game of the week. Bionic Commandos, 66, takes out the Lead Dogs with 50. Do I even need to talk about this? We had a couple good performances. Commandos, 24 from Breeze, 18 from Delaney Walker. Nobody else did shit. Lead Dogs, 20 from Carson Palmer, 10 from Michael Floyd. Nobody else did shit, including a 0 from Sammy Coates. That's just awful. Another shitty game. So we got some high scores this week. We got some shitty scores this week. Sorry if I'm a little off on the chair there. Do you care about my face? Who cares? Untouchables, with his first lucky game of the year, gets 72, which would have lost to almost anyone this week, except for the last game. And the Fury gets 68. So the Untouchables continues to winning ways in a shitty way, but he still got it. 20 from Prescott, 10 from Forte, 12 from A.J. Green. Nobody else did shit. Kaepernick on the bench at 23. James Starks with 10. Fury gets almost half his points from Aaron Rodgers. Brandon Cooks gets 15. Nobody else does anything. Yeah. Ugly game. Another ugly game, but because one was a massive blowout here, we get Biohazard's 107. Buddy Terry, 56, laying down like the Wolverines this week. Fucking assholes. We got Matt Ryan with 14, not that great for a quarterback, but Le'Veon Bell and David Johnson both over 20 for the Hazards make up for that. The average receiver, Beckham, with another touchdown. That's like 4 in the last 5 or something like that. So average. Julio Jones with 13. Even the defense kicked in with 12. Big total for the Hazards. Bullies get Brady only 12. Awful. Because my running back still lost touchdowns. Sorry, dude. Jeremy Hill with 10. Hopkins with 14. That's the kicker. Yeah, that's pretty sad. On the benches, more big totals for the Hazards. Had a good week. Bilal Powell, 14. Stephon Diggs with 16. Tajay Sharp with 12. Even the kicker had 11. And the Bullies had 14. Proceeds. Might want to start him. Who knows how that's going to pan out. Rashad Jennings with 10. Yeah. Big blowout there. And the last game was very close, surprisingly to some people, including myself. The War Pigs, 105 over 99 for the Bourbonites. I can personally say this is a big win for me. I needed to have this one to stay in the playoff race. And man, a lot closer than I thought. Game was tied going into Sunday Night Football. It was Blunt and Gronk versus Doug Baldwin, who hadn't scored since like week 4 or 5. What happens? Blunt goes off, gets 3 touchdowns. Gronk gets hurt, doesn't do much. And Baldwin goes off and gets 3 touchdowns. Essentially canceling each other out. War Pigs win by 6. Fucking made me nervous. Roethlisberger for the Pigs with 28, huge game. Blunt with 24, huge game. Jordan Howard gets to 100 yards but gets hurt or something. Or the Bears are just stupid. It's not clear. Fuck you. Better not be hurt. Rashard Matthews pickup for the Pigs this week with 12. Jordy Nelson, another good game with 18. Bourbonites, 21 for Bortles, another garbage time touchdown machine. Melvin Gordon with 13. Doug Baldwin's aforementioned 23. Demaryius Thomas with 14. Close game, close game. Was there any differences on the bench? Willie Snead for the Pigs had 16. Gates had 12. Kenny Britt on the bench for Bourbonites had 10. So no, there's really no differences there. That is your week. And like I mentioned, I will say again, last week for trades. Last week for trades. The trade deadline is this week, week 11. You need to dump some fodder off. You want to make some trades with teams that are going to make the playoffs when you're not. You got to do it now. There will be no trading after this weekend. And, let's see. I'm looking at the matchups, but those aren't really right yet because people don't have their headlines set. So, I will say sorry about last week. Politics got me down. State of the Union got me down. If you don't understand that, I can't help you. Then I'm sorry that you don't feel the same way I do. You don't need to feel the same way I do, but shit is fucked up. So that does tend to get to the world when it affects everything. Anyway, have a good week. We'll see how Can of Corn can do for Michigan at quarterback for those that give a shit. Oh, fuck. Go Blue, man. Go Blue. See ya.